takeaways on this point, and this is still a relatively young initiative. Um, these laws, we're finding, some states like New Jersey was sort of ahead of the curve, and we're already seeing a lot of impact from New Jersey being having a more mature program in place. Other states like Michigan, they have just started to implement their fair chance law that was actually passed, um, you know, way back in, a couple years ago. It was passed in 2020, and they are just now at the implementation phase. So these things take a long time to implement. Um, if the burden is on the court may not be funded to do what the law requires. So some of these things are being fought out with appropriations and within the state legislatures getting the funding. Interestingly enough, April 27th of this year, there was a federal Clean Slate initiative introduced in Congress, and that would only apply to federal crimes and federal criminal history. But the other interesting thing that's been introduced in Congress is a bill that would support funding at the state level for states that have enacted Clean Slate to provide them with funding in order to implement their laws. Because what they're finding is these are expensive proposals to implement when you talk about making major changes to laws, so or to the court record. So I think that just keep in mind that when you are reviewing your policies and when you're looking at the type of criminal history that you are using to weigh whether or not someone is qualified for a job, keep in mind that because of Clean Slate, information may no longer be there or may not be available. Typically, it's lower level type of offenses, it's older offenses, but in some cases, it may be low-level felonies. So you need to think about that, take a look at the specifics, and understand if they have an impact on your particular roles and positions.